something about the entertainment industry that people might not know or maybe surprised by when they come to a market like New York or LA?
That's I think New York surprises people all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? I think that probably the thing that surprises actors or models the most about New York City is how expensive it is. That I think that they have this idea that they're coming to the Big Apple and that they're going to be very big and very important and very famous, which often can happen. And just being in New York with the incredible energy and sense of style can make a person feel that way. But I think they're often caught by surprise at just how expensive New York is. That you really have to plan ahead. You have to make sure that you've put money aside, that you've saved, and that you don't come to New York expecting to live the high life or to act like a tourist. And I would think probably the next thing that people notice the most
is the pace of the city.
The pace, and that New York is a 24-hour city. That a lot of people are accustomed to being in an environment where you go to bed at night because there's nothing else to do. And sometimes models or actors, blow it because they don't know when to slow down or when to say no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, what's advice that you can give someone starting out in the industry that's going to come out to New York for that 2 months that you need them to establish themselves? What's the advice that you can give them?
Well, I think the advice that I would have to give any model or actor is to realize when you've made a decision to take such a chance and to really put that best foot forward, that you realize that you hire experts to help you. That you're signing with people that have done this for a significant amount of time, sometimes 10, 20, and 30 years. That it's really important because you are new at this or you are a novice, that you come and listen and take the advice of the professionals that you hired to work for you, that you don't come expecting that you can reinvent the wheel. Like if they send you to certain photographers, don't tell them that your Aunt Susie can take a picture of you. Don't try to save a nickel, and then end up, blowing the whole situation. What do we call that? What do New Yorkers say? We say penny wise and pound foolish, but I think we have
No, that's what we say.
we have a lot of expressions like that. Make sure that you follow instructions and that you take into consideration how long it's going to take to get places. I know in Los Angeles, on the average it's going to take an hour to get to your next appointment, and that you hit your mark because we're all taking notes. And after that initial 4 to 8 weeks that you spend in another market, we're really going to decide if this is right for you. And if you're getting good response, and if you've done anything to shoot yourself in the foot, why would you want to do that?
So does it usually, as an agent or a manager, does it take you that 2 month or 1 month period to know that you want to work with this person, or are you someone that knows right away?
I think most of us, when we meet someone, we can tell if they have that thing that does it for us. I know one of the agents earlier today had mentioned, just that feeling you get with a certain type of talent. Charisma, I think, is an overrated term, but there's that feeling. You know on your roster, or with your customer base, that's someone that you can probably sell. We're in the sales business, so we want to make sure that we found them. But in the same respect, if you are the parent of a minor, you don't want to cripple your child by not being supportive. Or I have the mother of one of my favorite actors. My youngest client is 11 years old, and her mother, is perpetually late.
Oh, no.
And it's not the child's fault. And thank goodness they're adorable, and we've repped her for a number of years. But we now have to tell the mother that the appointment is an hour to 2 hours sooner than what it really is, just to make sure that she's not handicapping the child. For older talent, don't stay all down late and party when you have castings the next day. We're just watching to see if our customers are going to respond. That's the biggie. But also, if you deserve to be one of the few people that has this chance and does well.
Who deserves that chance?
So, well, I think any young person, young meaning 3 to 80.
Yeah.
I call all of my talent kids, and I have an 80-year-old grandpa that I represent. But it's someone who realizes that acting or modeling is a form of expression, and that there are a lot of jobs now, thanks to cable television and 500 stations and all the magazines and the internet that are available. But at the same time, there are thousands, if not millions, of dollars that go into every single production or spread that you see, and you can't be someone who comes into the equation with the opportunity to make a lot of money, but that costs the production a lot of money, or that that director, photographer, or screenwriter that gave you that chance, where they're just like, oh man, I should have chosen the other actor for this. It really, you were chosen in any scenario, whether it's to be on the cover of a magazine or to be in a milk commercial. And you should rise to the occasion and let them know you deserved it.
So why come out here to Fusion, all the way from New York? What makes it worth it?
Well, I would have to say the first thing, because I'm an honest person, that relationships are everything in our industry. And there are people that, both agents and people that are involved with running Fusion, that are long-time dear friends of ours in the industry. Tom Gusway and he and Joby have scouted for Japan with us for years and years. And it's the relationships. We all know that as a team in the industry that we're going to find good product together, that we're going to do good work together, that our deals are going to be solid. And then secondly, we need to, especially in a market like New York City, where the kids are raised a very particularly different way. and they're going to grow up and be a different kind of kid. And as a result of it, the kids that you want to maybe see in 17 magazine might have a different look than a kid who's indigenous to New York City, or a person you might see on a television show or in a series commercial. A cereal commercial might be very different than what we might find in our market. So we're always looking for a new trick, a new idea, a new face.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just to allow enough time to get the response that you were asking for before.
Yeah, and realize.
Patient.
Yeah, be patient, but also I think that one thing that models and actors forget sometimes is to have fun. I mean, we're in a business that, for the most part, doesn't change the world on a daily basis, and it involves fashion and glamour and style. And New York City, for example, has some of the best acting coaches and the best, resources available than any other city. So know, especially for New York, that your first trip or two to New York, you're not going to make money.
Right.
It's going to be the third and fourth, if you're lucky, that you start to feel the financial rewards of New York. So you should take advantage of things like, the terrific acting coaches, Broadway Dance Center, just the experiencing New York itself, the museums, and the things that you can learn by coming to our city are a big part of the experience.
Thank you very much.